My people, gather closer. Drag your chair, increase your volume, because today's story is not just a story, it is a warning. Imagine a land called Umuokiri, a place where the soil was so fertile, if you spat on the ground, a yam tuber will grow the next day. A place protected by the drum of life. For centuries, every morning at dawn, the drum would beat on its own, bong bong bong, signaling that the ancestors were at peace. But one morning, silence. The birds didn't sing, the roosters didn't crow, and the drum was dead silent. Panic swept through Umuokiri like a bushfire. The chief priest, distinct in his red cap and leopard skin, consulted the oracle. He came out trembling. He said,
"The land has been defiled. The Calabash of life has fallen dormant.
Unless it is raised by a virgin, a maiden pure of heart and spirit, within 7 market days, Umuokiri will be wiped off the map."
Now you might think, simple, find a virgin. But in Umuokiri, appearances are deceptive. And the person destiny had an eye on, she was the last person anyone expected. Enter Susan Nwankwo. If you looked up the word enjoyment in the dictionary, you will see Susan's face. She was beautiful, yes, dark skin like polished obsidian, eyes that sparkled with mischief. But Susan was what the village elders called loose. Why? Because she refused to marry the old chief's son, because she walked with a sway in her hips, because she spoke her mind. While other girls were waking up at 4 a.m. to sweep the compound and pretend to be humble, Susan was sleeping until 9 a.m. Mama Nwankwo.
Susan, will you kill me? Look at the time. Your mates are fetching water. You are pressing the phone.
Mama, relax now. The water will not run away.
Continue. When they finish at the stream, you will drink sand.
Village gossips, Mama Nkechi and her squad had a field day with her.
See her walking like peacock.
She thinks we don't know what she did in that city.
Mama Nkechi knows everything.
That one, she has eaten the forbidden fruit.
See her waka. Like somebody will not get home training.
Mama Nkechi na so. City don't finish that girl.
She thinks say she fine. That one, virgin. For where?
Susan heard them.
She
pretended
like
not to care, putting on her sunglasses and chewing her gum louder. But deep down, it hurts. To be judged by people who don't know your heart is a heavy burden. But Susan didn't know that her stubbornness was exactly what the gods were looking for. It was the 3rd day of the course. The heat was unbearable. Susan was walking back from the stream, a rare moment of trust for her. Suddenly, the air turned cold. The crickets stopped chirping. At the crossroads, sitting on a ragged rock, was an old woman. She looked ancient. Her skin was like the back of an Iroko key. She was smoking a clay pipe that smelled like burnt sage and secrets. Old woman, Susan, daughter of the wind. Susan
Daughter of the wind.
Mama, good evening. Do you know me?
Good evening.
I know the one who hides her heart behind noise.
I know the one who hides her heart
land is dying,
behind
Susan.
Noise.
The Calabash waits for you.
The land is dying, Susan.
Susan burst out laughing. A nervous, high-pitched laugh. Susan said, "Me? Mama, you are confused.
Me?
Go to the pastor's house. Go to the chief's house. They have the holy girls there. Me, I'm just Susan."
They have the holy girls there.
The old woman stood up.
Me,
she was surprisingly tall. She tapped her walking stick on Susan's chest.
Is for men
Virginity
to brag about.
of the body is for men to brag about.
Virginity of the spirit.
Virginity
purity
of the spirit.
Of intent.
Purity of
courage
intent.
Of truth
courage
is
of
what
truth
the gods
is what
demand.
the gods demand.
You are the only virgin in this land who can hold the weight.
Before Susan could blink, the woman dissolved into a swarm of fireflies.
Every step
Susan ran all the way home, her heart beating like the missing drum.
Please.
The 7th day arrived. The deadline. The village square was packed. The tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. The chief priest announced that the test would begin.
Amara,
3 girls were brought forward, the pride of Umuokiri. First came Chiamaka, the pastor's daughter. She walked like she was floating on air. She held a Bible in one hand. The crowd cheered, yes, the Holy One. She approached the Calabash. She smiled, reached out her hand, zap! A spark of blue lightning struck her hand. She screamed and ran away crying. The crowd gasped. Pastor's daughter rejected. Next was Adaora, the one who never missed a village meeting, the one who curtsied to everyone. She stepped up confidently. She grabbed the Calabash handles. She pulled, she strained, her veins popped. The Calabash didn't move an inch. It was as heavy as a mountain. The priest shook his head.
Heavy with envy.
Her heart is heavy with envy. Next. Finally, Amara, the quiet one. She approached, but as she got close, the Calabash simply turned dark. The light faded. It rejected her spirit completely. The village was in despair. The elders were weeping. They said, "We are finished. There's no virgin in the land. We are all sinners."
Finished. There's no
And then,
virgin in the land.
from the back of the crowd, the sound of chewing gum. Suzanne stepped into the circle. The silence was loud. Then the murmur started. Is she mad? Does she want to die? Suzanne, the sinner, ha! Her father, Papa Nwankwo, shouted, Suzanne, go back home. Don't disgrace us more. Suzanne stopped. She looked at her father. She looked at the gossips. Tears gathered in her eyes. Suzanne said, you all think I am useless.
You think because I laugh
loudly, I have no soul. But the land called me. She walked to the Calabash. Her hands were shaking. She closed her eyes and whispered, I am not perfect, but I am here to save my people. If I die, I die. She touched the Calabash. Whoosh. It didn't shock her. It didn't stay heavy. It lit up like thousands of stars. Blue, gold, white. The light was so bright, people had to cover their eyes. Suzanne lifted it effortlessly above her head. The crowd went silent. You could hear a pin drop. The sinner was holding the salvation of the land. But you know, human beings, instead of being happy that the land was saved, some were angry that Suzanne was the one to save it. Jonah, a man whom Suzanne had rejected years ago, was furious. Jonah said, how can a girl like that lead us? It is a trick. She used juju. Okay, slammed his fist. We cannot allow her to complete the ritual. Tomorrow she takes the Calabash to the river. We must stop her. They visited a Dark Sorcerer, paying him with stolen goats to get dust of confusion. Their plan was to attack Suzanne in the spiritual forest, break the Calabash, and blame her for the destruction. Evil, my people. Pure evil. To finalize the ritual, Suzanne had to carry the Calabash through the forest of whispers to the great river. She walked alone. The tree seemed to whisper her insecurities. You are not good enough. They still hate you. Suddenly, crack! Jonah, Ifeanyi, and Oke jumped from the bushes wearing masks.
Drop it, witch!
Jonah said, drop it, witch, or we break you. Suzanne trembled. She was just a girl against 3 strong men. She hugged the Calabash tight. She said, get back! The ancestors are watching. They rushed her. Okay, through the dust of confusion. But the Calabash, it's not a toy. It is a living spirit. As the dust hit the air, the Calabash paused. Boom! A shockwave of pure energy blasted from Suzanne. It didn't just push the men back. It stripped them of their masks. They lay on the ground, unable to move, pinned by the weight of their own wickedness. Suzanne stood over them, eyes glowing blue. She said, I am not fighting for myself. I am fighting for you, even if you hate me. She stepped over them and continued her journey, a queen. She reached the river. The water was black and oily from the cross. The sky roared, thunder cracked. The final test was here. She had to dip the Calabash into the river and raise it to the heavens. Suzanne stepped into the water. It was freezing. It tried to pull her down. She dipped the Calabash. It became heavy, heavier than a house. It was absorbing all the cross, all the sins of the land. She screamed in pain. Her knees buckled. She was sinking. Suzanne's voiceover. I can't. It's too heavy. Then she heard a voice. Not the old woman. Not the spirits. It was her mother's voice from the bank. Mama Nwankwo said, Suzanne, you are the daughter of lions. Stand up. Then her father, Papa Nwankwo, said, we believe in you, my child. Then the whole village, the haters, the gossips, the elders, the crowd said, rise, virgin of the land, rise. Their belief gave her strength. With a cry that shook the heavens, Suzanne pushed up. She raised the calabash high. The water turned crystal clear. The crops in the distance turned green instantly. The sun broke through the clouds. The drum of life began to beat boom, boom, boom.
Umuokiri was saved. The 3 wicked men were banished until they learned humility. And Suzanne, she didn't change who she was. She still laughed loud. She still liked enjoyment. But now, when she walked through the market, nobody whispered sinner. They bowed and whispered Savior. The lesson, my people: do not judge a book by its cover, and do not think that virginity or purity is just about the body. True purity is a heart that is willing to sacrifice for others, even when those others don't deserve it. Susan Nwankwo, the enjoyment minister, became the high priestess of the Calabash. And that is the story of the virgin who shocked the world. What do you think? Would you have helped the village that judged you? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more African legends. I, Ubi's Folklore, remain your storyteller. Peace.